Hello everybody and welcome back. Over the past weekend I had the chance to go to DollyWood at Tennessee's Pigeon Forge with my family, and let me tell you that not only were the coasters great, the theming was amazing. As you can tell by the background footage, everything is basically one theme, but the theme is done really well. This theme park basically lies in a valley, and it has the best natural beauty of any park I've been to. But let me stop raving about the theming and start raving about the coasters. But again, first, all the footage in this video that I didn't get was sourced from a guy named Mr. Bucketlist. Go check him out. Link should be in the description, but I probably forgot. I'm going to be ranking the 9 coasters at DollyWood. I had the chance to ride all of them in the back and a couple at the front. I'll tell you my preferred seat and, of course, their rankings. So without further ado, let's get to them. At number 9, we have the Whistlepunk Chaser. Now, this is a kid's ride at DollyWood, and obviously, it would be at the bottom of the list. I expected this coming in, but let me tell you, this was terrible. It had a weird kick when it went up the lift hill, and it hurt to ride the ride. This hurts more than any of the other coasters by a long shot, even the wooden one. Don't go on this ride unless you want to hurt yourself. At number 8, we don't have a bad coaster, just not my bag. We have Blazing Fury. This coaster is mostly an indoor dark ride, but it inclines, drops, and it looks like a coaster, so I added it. The drops were nothing special, and the theming itself wasn't great. It was more a horror ride, to be honest, than an actual dark ride. Some of the animatronics looked more akin to demons than humans, but overall it wasn't too bad. And the drops were pretty fun, but I wouldn't wait in a line too long for this one. Next, we have the Tennessee Tornado, a looping aerodynamics coaster. I've heard some pretty bad things about aerodynamics, but this one didn't shake too much and it was actually pretty good. The only downside, it was just too short. The first drop is good and the inversions are good, and you pull some massive G's. My vision went a little dotty during some certain parts of the ride. You pull nearly 4 G's, and not for a short period of time. Very intense coaster, with some not terrible theming. If it was longer, it would definitely be higher on my list. At number 6, we have the biggest disappointment, which was Mystery Mine. This is a Gerstlauer Eurofighter model, and it boasts some pretty impressive stats. It has 2 lift hills, both of which are 90 degrees, has a beyond vertical drop, 2 inversions, and nearly 3-minute ride time. Despite this, it isn't that good. The first half of the ride is boring and painful, and whilst the last 10 seconds of this ride contains some of the best hang time on any coaster in the world, it can't make up for the rest of the bad parts. But regardless, its theming is incredible, and it's definitely not my favorite, but it is a good ride. At number 5, we have Firechaser Express. This ride actually surprised me a lot. It launches twice. They're not very powerful, but powerful enough to get the job done. The theming is good, and the dark ride-ish section is pretty cool. It isn't particularly fast, it's not particularly tall, and it has no inversions, yet it gives a fun ride. Definitely worth doing twice. These next 3 took me a while to rank, and on all of them I rode multiple times with different experiences. But at number 4, we have Thunderhead. This is one of the best wooden rides I've ever ridden. 2 out of 3 times. The second time I did it, the train was almost empty except for me in the back, so it shook like mad. But the first and third time I did it, let me tell you about some floater airtime, guys. I mean, there must have been 5 times when I was floating my seat. Speaking of these seats, these things are like couches, and by far the most uncomfortable seats I've ever ridden in any coaster. It's absolutely incredible, but make sure to sit in the back with a full train to reduce shaking. At number 3, we have DollyWood's Resident Wing Coaster, Wild Eagle. I had the chance to ride this in the front and the back, and they both offer great experiences. The back gets more whips through the helixes, but the front offers more G's in the inversion, of which there are 4, and also more floater airtime. Personally, I'd go in the front if I had to choose, but both are an amazing ride. Also, while this is pretty obvious, you have to go with a wing seat. Way better than the inner seat. At number 2, we have the biggest surprise of the entire trip. We have Dragon Flier. This is a Vekoma hanging coaster, and its stats aren't that interesting. 63 feet tall, less than 500 meters long, and only reaches a speed of 46 miles an hour. But there is something about this coaster. Maybe it's the buttery smoothness, maybe it's the whipping in the corners, maybe it's how fast you go blazing into the station. But this coaster was extremely fun. Oh, and go in the front. In that first big turn, you get thrown around it. It's on the left side as well. A truly incredible coaster, and it shocked me when I rode on it. It's an absolute pain to get to. You have to walk through this entire area of the park, but it's a great coaster that, despite it being a measly demeanor, it packs a punch. Also, the second time I rode it, it started pouring, and me and my family were drenched when we got off the ride. One of the best times I've ever had on a roller coaster. You will not regret giving this coaster a go. At number 1.5, we have this picture I took of this duck. Well, really, it's two pictures. In this picture, you can see the kid on the left tried to kick at the duck. In the second picture, you can see the duck looking smug and the kid gone. Where did the kid go? The duck bit him and he started crying and he ran away. And I tried really hard not to laugh. Keyword, tried. Well, enough jokes. At number 1, it needs no introduction. We have the lightning rod. I heard it was nerfed after the 2016 season, and I was bummed. I didn't know how good it was going to be, but oh my goodness, was this not one of the best coasters I've ever been on. Super smooth, tons of ejector airtime and float airtime. Also, this thing does not slow down. It shoots into the brake run. This ride is packed to the brim with speed, adrenaline, and beautiful design and engineering. I rode both the front and the back, and I couldn't tell you which is better. For the bank turns, the front is better because you get shot out, but for the quad down, the back is way better. It's a toss-up, but I guarantee that regardless of if you go in the front or the back, you will immediately fall in love with this coaster. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. And if you want to watch more content like this, you don't know what to do because I'm probably never going to do this again. I'm very sorry that I have no clue what I'm going to do with this channel and that I have absolutely zero upload schedule, but you know, that's just how it be. But again, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!